Well, we've done it again. I should let any of you megalomaniacs know right away. If you're not libtard curious, well, this is the place you're supposed to just dump out and say hell with it all. But I want you to know, you've just lost another hero. I mean, you look at all the Hollywood actors and everybody that says, oh, hell with that guy. You look at all his former constituents, by their administrators and the people that he hired is because he's so good. And they quit and they said, fuck you. And now they're stupid because they see the light, something like that. Now's the time you're supposed to go away. Because in truth, you have just lost another hero. You lost Russell Crowe. He might not say so. I don't know how he feels. He's from Australia, supposedly. But there's a friend of mine that I made when I was in China that we traveled the nation and saw all kinds of wondrous things. He says he went to high school in New Zealand with, what's that guy's name? Russell Crowe, the one that you're about to hate. But before you hate him, I want to fill your head with a notion. My friend, we'll call him Stanley, or we could call him by Martin Renner. He doesn't answer my calls anymore, so I don't know if that's his real name or not. He already told me he had a fake name once. You gotta question the people you believe in. We did a lot of traveling and saw a lot of things in China. China. He says he went to high school with Russell Crowe. He says he's sure that was Russell Crowe that used to pick him up and bang him against the library, the lockers, and beat the shit out of him and things, and abuse him. And so, if because of what I'm going to tell you makes you not want to like Russell Crowe, just remember, from my 6 degrees to Martin Renner, Russell Crowe, and I do have 6 degrees to Kevin Bacon. It goes through Shooter McGavin and Robin Williams. If you're trying to turn on Russell Crowe because of this thing I'm about to tell you, all you got to do is remember, from the stories I know of him, he was a bully. So now you have a quandary. Oh, Neo, Woyo Jiang Tang, Woyo Jiang, Leon, Woyo, Tui. You've got a quandary. I slipped into Chinese a little bit. Woyo Jing Tui Liang Nan. Neo Jing Tui Liang Nan. You have a quandary. You have 2 paths to cross. If you've got Russell Crowe being a bully in high school and beating my friend, who was a big man as a grown-up, but, you know, some of us are slow fucking bloomers. You know what a slow bloomer is? A slow bloomer is somebody that waits to grow and is going to live longer and is going to pull the plug while you sit there and try to apologize. I am so sorry for all the things. What? Boom! There goes the plug. So you still got Russell Crowe as a bully, but you have a quandary. Neo Jing Tui Liang Nan. He played in the movie Gladiator. Who doesn't love the movie Gladiator? There's something in it for everyone. Even the stuff that I didn't care about. The love story part of it, that's for the women. And then there was that Joaquin Phoenix character who seemed like a sexual predator. There's something for the megalomaniacs right there. And there's something for everyone to love. There's something for everyone to hate. Cigarette went out. But in the movie Gladiator, Russell Crowe, his character Maximus, Maximus, yeah, he revered Marcus Aurelius. And at Christmas last year, somebody bought me his meditations book. I don't know if they thought it could help me calm down or if they just can't stop me from reading, because if I stop reading, I will do something. But here in this book, I read it on the toilet. That's where most of my best reading is done. This guy that Maximus, Russell Crowe, appreciated Marcus Aurelius. I almost think that was Richard Harris that played Marcus Aurelius. But look at what he says in his writings. This is stuff from, like, thousands of years ago. But he says, from Fronto, I learned to observe what envy and duplicity and hypocrisy are in a tyrant, and that generally those among us who are called patricians are rather deficient in paternal affection. So, oh no, Russell Crowe appreciates somebody that says a guy in his fatherly nature is fucking failing. Did you hear me? Generally, those among us who are called patricians are rather deficient in paternal affection. Paternal affection. Fatherly love. I know, if somebody's got an IQ of 75, you have to speak their language. He speaks like us. It's talking about the way your father loved you. He speaks like us. I don't think I'm more ooh, that's a close one. I don't think I'm smarter than you. Oh, that's a close one. Anyway. And then it comes down to the bottom of the page. This is book 1. That was chapter 11. Now I'm down to chapter 14. I'm going to read a little bit more. Why it is all these people that stand out against politics and all the people that stand for the politics lose all their heroes. There's one more hero lost. Really, all you're left with. I told you right in the beginning, you're either a fucking megalomaniac or a libtard. I hate the fucking word libtard. That is offensive. right down here at the bottom of it, he writes, chapter 14, from my brother Severus to love my kin. He's talking about where he learned everything. This guy has got thoughts that he's putting into things. And I'm not sure Marcus Aurelius was the best Caesar ever, but when I see the things that they say he wrote, makes me wonder if they're telling the truth. It makes me want to believe, because these are ways we should be going into the future, and he's been trying to do it for thousands of years. They don't even let Jesus talk so freely when you look at the Bible. From my brother Severus to love my kin, and to love truth, and to love justice, and through him I learned to know Thrasea, Helvidius, Cato, Dion, Brutus, and from him I received the idea of a polity, a political way of saying things, to be nice, to show good manners. I received the idea of a polity in which there is the equal and the same for all law. A polity administered with regard to equal rights and equal freedom of speech. This is why you megalomaniacs can no longer appreciate the movie Gladiator with Russell Crowe. It's because you loved the aggression of it, but you didn't know the meaning behind it. You didn't go any further than the first 15, 20 minutes. And, you know, the truth is, the first 15, 20 minutes, that's a good time too. There's still good battle in there, but you get good words in there from Marcus Aurelius in the tent before that Joaquin Phoenix kills his father. Yeah, Commodus. That's what they called him in that movie. But you see, a polity administered with regard to equal rights and equal freedom of speech. That guy you megalomaniacs are following doesn't really believe in any of that. So this man right here makes your man look low, and so you have to forget about him. You can't have Marcus Aurelius if you're going to have Maximus. You can't have Marcus Aurelius. And the idea of a kingly government which respects most of all the freedom of the governed. The freedom of the governed. Imagine that. It doesn't mean they get to go ape shit. It means they get to be who they are. And if you allow them to be who they are, they will support you. I learned from him also consistency and undeviating steadiness in my regard for philosophy and a disposition to do good and to give to others readily and to cherish good hopes and to believe that I am loved by my friends. To cherish good hopes. Imagine looking at something somebody on the other side might be able to do to make you and your people better, and to understand there's something to that. And to believe that I am loved by my friends. Ask how many of you are loved by your friends, and I hope the answer you can come up with honestly is that you are loved by all of your friends. How can you have a friend if they don't love you? You cannot be friends with somebody that doesn't love you. The closest you can come is to claiming their love. You claim that they love you. They are your friend. But are you theirs? Should never be an ownership in friendship any more than there is in marriage. There's no ownership in this. And in him I observed no concealment of his opinions with respect to those whom he condemned. You see, no concealment in opinions. Look what I'm sharing with you. We cannot conceal our opinions if we are to be truly a democratic people. I don't know if that's the right phrase. And that his friends had no need to conjecture, to guess what he wished or did not wish, but it was quite plain. It's a simple thing. This Marcus Aurelius, he was saying these things long before the Constitution of these United States was ever written. He believed that this could be, and certainly Rome may have fallen, but the United States of America, look at this fucking giant land that we can pass over freely. It's still alive. So if you do not like this, you have just lost Russell Crowe without his consent. He didn't tell me. You can lose him as a hero. He didn't tell you you could lose him as a hero. It's up to you to lose him as a hero. And if you want to lose all your heroes, again, all you're left with is Kid Rock.